Hi YouTube, this is Darkon633, and today we're taking a look at another S.H.Figuarts review. This time we're going to take a look at Shinkocchou Seihou, S.H.Figuarts Kamen Rider Cyclone Joker Double. Now this is actually a really nice figure, and Tamashii has done a fantastic job in the update for this particular character. I think the original figure, while it was good for its time, it was definitely the least accurate compared to what we've seen with any of the other riders, since it had a lot of problems. It seemed like it was completely out of scale with the rest of its body, since it was really skinny, and it just doesn't look right, especially when you look at it today after this release. We're going to take a look at the figure, but first we're going to take a look at the box. The box is in the typical Shinkocchou Seihou design. It's got a very nice stylized box, and it's a lot more fancy than what you see with the standard S.H.Figuarts boxes. Shows the different poses you can do, and it even includes the larger scarf, which is obviously something that was not included with the original figure. We're now going to take a look at Cyclone Joker more specifically. Before anything else, we're going to take a look at a comparison with the older figure that was released years ago. This was actually my very first figure art I've ever got, so it's really nice to see an update to the character. Looking at them side by side, this figure is a little bit taller than the previous release. It also has a far superior head sculpt, since this one had a lot more stylized design, and for some reason, all the other versions of Double, from what I can tell, does not have the longer antenna pieces. Only Cyclone Joker, for some bizarre reason, stayed with the longer antenna pieces. Another thing is that the two shades of green are completely different, since this is a lot more accurate to the show with the more emerald-like dark green. This one's almost towards a light green design, and it's not really accurate what it is today, so that's really cool. Otherwise, this figure still has a lot of sentimental value for me, since, yeah, it's something I actually got at Ami all those years ago, and it was actually the very first purchase I ever got from Ami in general. So this one actually has a lot of sentimental value otherwise. We're going to take a figure off to the side and take a more close look at Kamen Rider Double more specifically. Now, one thing to note, and it's kind of scary to play around with, is that inside here, they're actually removable gaia memories. Now, this is kind of scary, especially with the accident-prone, at times, display I have, which I do need to fix up over time. These can come out very easily. For some reason, the Joker side tends to stand very easily, but other than that, this side for the Cyclone, that memory likes to pop out really fast, and it's really annoying. And I'm kind of scared I'm going to lose it over time, but it's still cool, I guess, that you have the ability to remove them. Articulation-wise, the head is on the standard double ball joint we've been seeing for S.H.Figuarts. And it does look really nice, especially since it does have a lot of movement. You can look left and right, but you do need to be careful with the antenna, since it is of a little harder plastic, but it's not too hard. He has ball hinges at the shoulders with a good range of movement, outward as well. And like other Figuarts, he does have a separate joint, which allows the arm to go up and down, and a separate joint at the shoulder pad, which is something I really still love about S.H.Figuarts, and no other real figure usually does that. He does have swivels at the biceps, double joints at the elbows. He does have ball-jointed wrists with a good range of movement. He does actually have articulation in the pecs, which is a very strange articulation point I've ever seen. I don't think I've ever really seen a figure with that kind of articulation. I think this side has it too, but it seems to be kind of stuck. So it does look like it, since it does have the cut, but for some reason the Cyclone side is fully articulated to allow you to even just remove it, and I don't know what causes that. It's actually a very interesting design choice I've ever seen here on a figure art. He does have two joints at the abdomen. He does have the ab crunch joint on top, and he's got a single ball joint, which can go 360 if you wish to. The belt does get in the way slightly. Similar to other figures, the belt is actually of a separate piece, and you can actually close and open it since it is articulated, and that's really nice. The maximum drive slot is also functional, so I'm just going to quickly take out Cyclone, try not to lose it. I'm going to pull it out over here, since unfortunately this set only comes with one of each, so if you lose it, you're pretty much out of luck. For some reason today, it's like, stay in. And that's actually kind of surprising, since on the first day I got this, it popped out a lot. So there we go. We got it out. And you can actually, if you wish to, these pieces are not removable, so it's a little bit hard to get into, but you do need to play around with it first to get it into place. We're just going to quickly slide in the Cyclone memory into the maximum drive slot. And it does work nicely for display. We're just going to slide this out once again. And we're just going to reattach it to the inner part of the belt here. Once again. And there we have it. Otherwise, he does have ball hinges at the hips, and he does have a swivel up here. Double joints at the knees. He does have the ankle pivots, along with the swivel and the boot up there. And this piece is a separate piece, like we've seen with some other figures. You can push this up and down as well, if you wish, since it is articulated there. And he does have a boot cut. So once again, the figure has a ton of articulation points, and I think Tamashii did a fantastic job with the update to this character. Now we're going to take a look at the figure with the other scarf attached. And now we got the longer scarf attached. Now this is actually really cool, since while you can actually use this scarf for possibly in displays so that he can be posed in the way that he does his finishers, this particular scarf is mostly for so that you can actually pose Kamen Rider Double in the way that he poses in the opening segment. So that's really cool that you can actually initiate that, since it's something that you couldn't do with the original figure, since obviously the original figure did not come with the longer scarf. And now we'll move on to the contents of the box. The figure is housed in the upper tray, which is pretty similar to what we've seen with some of the other Seihous. And the bottom tray is where all the main accessories are housed. Here we have multiple sets of hands, so the total count for the hands are 12 sets of hands, which includes the hands attached to the figure right now. And it does house the 2 scarves and the 2 gaia memories inside. So in conclusion, Bandai Tamashii has done a fantastic job in upgrading the character to the Shinkocchou Seihou design, and Kamen Rider Double is one of the few characters that definitely needed the upgrade, and they did a fantastic job in actually releasing a very good figure. If you have the original Kamen Rider Double, then I still say this is definitely worth it, since it's just that much far more improved than what we've seen with the original design. And especially since they might actually make the rest of the versions also in this style. It's nothing that I really care for, but it's still nice to see that they have a brand new mold which Bandai Tamashii can use to create all the new forms. And I think it's going to look really nice on the shelf, especially if you have all the new designs side by side. I got this in Ami along with Kamen Rider Ichigo, and I have to say, check out these stores and pick it up, since I'm pretty sure you will enjoy the final product. Anyways, please comment, subscribe, and check out Hero Club and Hero Taku. Also check me on Twitter, Darkon633, and don't forget to check down the other channels down below. I'll be back with more reviews, but for now, I've been seeing you YouTube. Bye.